My name is Deb Oliviera. I am the owner and founder of Oliviera Multimedia, where we help businesses attract versus chase their ideal audience. We're going to talk exactly how to create a raving fan base in your business, which is that whole attracting versus chasing your ideal audience. It's honestly a lot simpler than you may think. The biggest thing is being authentic in everything that you do and being consistent. So if there's two things that you take away from this entire training, it would be that. Be authentic, be consistent. Number one, we're gonna take a look at who is your ideal audience. And I want you to really narrow this in. I want you to be doing market research to really see how your specific audience shops. Like, are they shopping on this platform? Are they shopping in person? Are they shopping, here or there? Like, how are they buying? How are they consuming media? One really fun exercise to do is create this whole persona. And I know that you've heard this probably a million times, is creating a persona of who your ideal audience is and being super specific, like down to as if it is a person, okay? And I want you to truly sit down and hone this in. You may have a broad idea of this is who my ideal audience is. And sometimes I will have clients come to me and they're like, well, everyone can use my product or my service. And so everyone is in my ideal audience. Sorry, kind of tripping over my words. Very pregnant. But they're not, okay? The more that you can narrow in who your ideal audience is, the more that you can strategically talk to them specifically. Like, what is their pain point? You want to look at where do they live, okay? I want you to truly take time to truly hone this in on who that ideal audience is. Like, do market research. Figure out, where are they shopping? How are they shopping? Like, how are they consuming media? These are all things that you should easily know about your specific audience versus just stating, everyone is in my ideal audience. They're not. Everyone may benefit from what you provide, yes. However, you need to be able to speak to someone and have that super narrow, because that's how we're gonna create a raving fan base, because we are cultivating a group of people, right, that we can bring together that then get to know your business and go out and they get to be your raving fans and tell others about you, which is the whole referral basis, correct? So if there's two things that I want you to take away from this training today, two things. Number one is to continue being authentic and be consistent. This entire training can be summed up in these two things, is to just be authentic and be consistent. The next thing I want you to focus on is truly engaging with your audience. So that means more than just going live and more than just answering comments. I want you to be very intentional with the information that you are wanting from your audience, okay? So you can ask them to fill out a survey, you can ask them for a review, you can talk to them in conversations and find out what it is that they truly need. Like, what is their true desires, and how can your business help them get to that desired result? Because that's the driving force here, right? People buy because they have a desired result. And when you are marketing your business, I want you to be very specific or very intentional that you are not talking all about me, right? Because the shopping experience is about your audience. It's about them. It's not about you, okay? It's about them. All right, I'm gonna end up having to re-record this at some point. I am very pregnant and very out of breath. It is super hot and muggy up in my studio right now. There's like no cross breeze, but we're gonna keep rolling, right? Okay, so the next thing that I want you to do is define your brand. And this goes beyond, your logo and your colors, but your brand should be something that is recognized as your style, right? So we see, once again, I'm gonna talk about Nike. We see the swish, we know that it's Nike. They have a mission statement, which is basically just get out there and get moving. Like, just do something. Like, you don't have to be perfect at it, but you have to start somewhere. So be very clear in your mission statement and your mission and who your audience is, and be so crystal clear on that. Personally, everyone, when I had my nonprofit, they associated me with rainbows because I was very open about my losses in my experience and wanting to help others through their losses and their experience. And so I became very known as my own brand with rainbows and wanting to help others. Currently, my brand and mission statement is your business should be the tool that allows you to live your ideal life. It should never be the anchor that is keeping you from your life. And I know that this is a huge pain point in a lot of business owners because they kind of get stuck in this whole working in their business versus working on their business. And they'll take time away to, yes, work on their business, but that's kind of few and far between. They have to like really schedule it, and they feel drained by their business and they feel stuck, and they don't know how to get from being a self-made employee. Like, they kind of created themselves a job to getting to that freedom point. Okay. And right now I am working on another guide. By the time this comes out, that guide will be completed and it'll be launched in September of 2024. I truly want people to feel that freedom because their business should be the tool that allows them to live this life. We have one life and there's so many adventures and things to enjoy. And I know personally, I've been able to help other business owners reach that point of freedom, something that I've been able to do myself. And that comes from years of, being an entrepreneur kid and being able to learn firsthand from my dad and his company and his career, and then going into my own. And we've been able to create a system that works, okay? So that you are not constantly an anchor, like tied to your business. Like, you can walk away and go enjoy it. Anyways, okay, getting back on track here. So talk about like your mission and your vision when you are marketing your business, because that's the thing that people are going to be drawn to. Like I said, in my nonprofit, people were drawn to, from their own losses and people around them who have experienced pregnancy loss and that whole feeling like you're kind of alone. And my business helped people feel more connected. It helped them feel like they were able to help someone who they didn't know what to say. And that was the whole point, is if you don't know what to say to someone who just experienced a loss, because a lot of times we don't know what to say, we sometimes say the wrong thing. And my business was put into that place, in that middle ground, to help bridge that gap. So that, okay, if you don't know what to say, but you want to help because you're feeling helpless, send them a care kit. And we curated these kits for the moms after their losses so that no words had to be said, because often it was the words that hurt, but the actions, just meant the absolute world, right? Like, someone sending me flowers after my losses was like, cool, these are gonna die. But then I had someone else, custom make this stuffed animal for me that had my daughter's birth stats on it. And that meant the absolute world. I could keep that, and that could be a memento. So where does your business bridge that gap of that pain point and serve your audience? Because that is the thing that your audience is going to really connect with and resonate with and be like, yes, this is a company that I want to support. For example, I absolutely love break room therapy. I am a huge raving fan of break room therapy. I feel like it's something that everyone needs to experience. I don't think that you can truly understand the impact of it until you actually go and do it yourself. So a break room therapy, or a break room, location what you do is you go in and you can break things. Like you can break plates and vases and you can write things on them and then you break them. And you're just kind of leaving all of those big feelings there, and you can walk out feeling free. The thing that I wasn't expecting when I went in to do this the first time was how hard it was to break something, because you're taught all your life not to break things, and then here you are being given permission to break things, and you're like, but this goes against, you know, everything that I've always been taught. And it was just, it's this really amazing experience that I feel like everyone should experience, of that freedom of being able to just let things go, and the energy in that space is awesome. Like I've been able to work there for photo shoots multiple times, and it is one of my favorites because the energy in that space is like, it's incredible. It's incredible. Okay. So I am a raving fan because I know that this company promotes mental health and accepting everyone. Those are two things that are huge to me. And they've been very clear on their mission statement on we serve everyone. We accept everyone as they are, just come as you are. And I think that they've done an amazing job at speaking that. It's, reaching the right audience, right? So I hope that makes it clear on why you need a clear mission statement and you need a clear persona on who your ideal audience is. Continue being authentic in everything that you're doing, okay? I don't care what anyone else in your industry is doing. I'll tell you what, I had a wedding agency for 14 years, and I tried to do everything that everyone else in the industry was doing at the time. It wasn't until I said, absolutely F it, I'm done trying to be what everyone else is being. And I just went full authentic, and I ended up tripling my sales that year and really learned what it meant to attract the right audience, your specific people. All right, let's move on. When it comes to creating valuable content, there are a couple things that people want. This one is honestly a trial and error for each audience. One thing I absolutely love that TikTok does within their analytics is you make a video and it will tell you the performance of that video. It'll so much as tell you when people lost interest. It literally says when people lost interest, something of that nature. Okay, maybe not actual word for word. But I can go back and look at my videos. And if you're doing videos for your business, this is super helpful. I personally do it as an influencer, which is another amazing stream of income. So I don't make videos for my specific business, but I do use it as a platform to kind of prove the point of marketing that you can market yourself as a brand, or you can market your service. So I use Instagram and Facebook for my business, as well as local events. And that is, a few streams that I use my business for. But there are other ways that I also market myself as a brand, and I do that on TikTok. So checking your analytics and finding out, what is my audience actually interested in? What am I posting that is actually connecting with them? And this is a piece that I feel people tend to overlook, is they will post things and then just kind of be like, okay, how many likes did I get? How many comments? No. Find out, so if you're ignoring your analytics, you're doing yourself a huge disservice, okay? Because then you can't look back and be like, what is working? What isn't working? What are people resonating with? Ask questions in your content. Be engaging, be authentic. This is, I would say, the biggest piece of this entire training is being consistent, be authentic, posting things that are engaging, but then going back and looking at your analytics and being like, okay, but when do they actually see that? What is the demographic that this is hitting? What time of day, are they looking on certain days? Like, I know Sundays are a huge time to be posting on your socials, especially when it comes to TikTok platform. I don't know why, I can't explain the why, but there's a lot of people on TikTok on a Tuesday or on a Sunday evening. Sorry, my brain, pregnant, very pregnant. My brain is gone. Look at your analytics and to make sure that your stuff that you're posting is actually reaching the right audience. So let's just kind of sum this up and make it super easy. When it comes to creating raving fans, it is number one, figuring out who your ideal audience is, having a brand that will resonate with the audience, having a brand voice, and that brand recognition goes way beyond just your logo and your colors, but you do want to stay consistent within your logo and your colors so that you are recognizable. And stay within your specific, style when it comes to your brand guide, because you want to be recognizable, which is something that we do specialize in, is creating brands that are recognized. Really asking questions to your audience, trying to be engaging, posting a mix of videos and photos and graphics, infographics. People love those for some reason. Sharing tips, like how to, making sure that you are talking to your specific audience and that you're not just making it about yourself. Being consistent in everything that you're doing across every single platform, making sure that your website to your social media to your emails, that everything is staying consistent when it comes to your brand voice, your verbiage, your colors, your logo, the style of videos that you're using, the style of photos, making everything super cohesive, just so that your brand is super recognizable. Make sure that you are, being super authentic and that you're engaging and that you are posting videos or you are going live or you are showing up in your community and truly getting to know who your customers are, because that's who, they are the reason why you are in business. And at some point, this may not be a you thing. And you may already be at that point that this isn't something you specifically are going to do within your business. This is something that you're going to have a marketing team or a sales team being the one to make these strategies. That is one thing that we haven't really touched base on yet, is what is a marketing strategy? So it is having an overall idea or goal. So here's our goal. We want to attract, more people within our audience, which means that for that time, we are going to write out what platforms are we going to use to reach that goal, to reach our audience, right? So during that time frame, we're not going to do a lot of selling. Our goal is going to be to grow our audience. And if they decide to buy with us, awesome. But our goal is to grow our audience. So we're going to be posting content that is super engaging, super trying to build a relationship with people versus being like, hey, here's what we do and now book with us. That's not going to be it. And I do have a 7-step process that will also be shared in here on how to create a marketing strategy. And you will have multiple streams of these. So you'll have one that maybe is more targeted to, you can have more than one running at the same time, right? I hope y'all are tracking me here. I'm sorry, baby brain. It's all up there. But you may have one for email marketing that I want to grow my email list. Okay, hit these 7 points and that is a marketing strategy, okay? It's not as complicated as it may feel. I kind of hate the word strategy. I will continue using it, but I kind of hate it because it sounds so big and scary and complicated, and it's truly not. It's not. It's writing it out. Like, how am I going to reach my audience? Cool. How am I going to make sure that, I'm hitting the mark? How am I going to capitalize on that? What do I need to change? Like, what is my goalpost? And then how am I going to edit
and, you know, redo this, like duplicate it, whatever. Okay, so that was a lot of rattling off. The e-guide, I spent so much time writing this out for you guys, and I hope that that is super helpful. I have about 8-ish weeks left of this pregnancy, and I swear at this point, my brain is just kind of all over the place. So I super appreciate your patience. I will re-record this at some point, but this is what we got for right now. So just thank you guys so much for being part of this training. This has been awesome. Like, I know personally, this has pushed me past, I would say, almost a comfort level. It has pushed me to actually take everything from my brain and actually put it out there. So I super appreciate you guys, you know, raising your hand and saying, hey, I'm interested to learn more. So I've actually been able to create these guides to be helpful to other business owners like yourself. Like I said, this is something that I'm super passionate about, is being able to help businesses grow, leverage their audience. As you guys have seen, I absolutely am a living testament to everything that I believe in when it comes to being a business owner, right? So I want others to be able to experience that as well. And these guides and this whole 6-month, you know, masterclass has been super helpful in being able to curate that and pull it all together. So thank you so much for being part of it. I know Michaela and I super appreciate you guys. This is my last training with you, because next month I am on waiting for baby duty, and Michaela is going to be taking over our very last month. Please let us know if there's any questions that you have, or even if you have any ideas, please feel free to reach out. We would absolutely love to connect with you.